Greetings and welcome to another awesome chess video. Now, in my videos, I show you how to win games using my father's rules, because those rules are the foundations of my game that have led me to tremendous heights and success. And the best thing I can do really for you is to show you how those rules apply. And the thing is that what I do is I make them easy for you to understand, because I was trained to be a math and science teacher and I was really good at it. Okay. And that's the key. It's because I know how to do this from the perspective of someone who wants to improve. I made myself even better. My father taught me how to play chess, and then in our battles throughout the entirety of the decade of the 70s and the end of the 60s, where he was laying beat down upon beat down on me in chess, the morphing of my ability kept increasing and kept increasing, because he was hammering me with his adult brain in chess, and I just kept getting better and better and better. And those, trials made me the player I am today, because it set me up, unwittingly set me up to become a much better player. When I had the motivation, I already had the tools from the games. And my father and I swear to you, I am not exaggerating when I say we played thousands of games of chess in the 70s. If you are a younger person, especially, born in the 2000s, you look back, you see, look at TV shows from the 70s. There's no internet. There's next to no video games at all. Very, very rarely occur. But so there's none of this stuff. These distractions are not available. And if you're lucky like me, my dad wanted me to learn how to play chess because he wanted to have someone to play chess with on a reliable basis without going, to the college where he taught, because that was 15 plus miles away, and it was just an annoyance. And there wasn't any place you could go. There's no chess club, what have you, except the chess club they had at the school. So it was inconvenient. It was actually, I guess, the inconvenience of his own school that he taught at. From the, if he went home, he didn't want to go back and drive another 20, 25 minutes to go to school to go play chess. It's annoying. Okay. And so my dad, the genius, my dad was a genius of a different sort. He's like, I've got this 6 or 7-year-old monkey here. Let me try and teach him how to play chess. And maybe in a couple of years, he'll actually be, good enough to be, a challenge, what have you. Turned out, that's basically the way it worked out. It was really funny, because one time, and after I had been playing a while, my dad was like, you want to go to, they have a chess club at the school. You want to go there? He's like, okay. So he took me there. I was like, that was fine. And so it was really funny. I'm there watching. My recollection, there was 20, 30 guys there, whatever. Mostly guys, I guess. I don't remember any women, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm a kid. I'm like either 6, almost 7 years old, or I'm just turned 7. Something like that. And this guy showed up, a student, and he's like, yeah, I'm here, chess club, blah, 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 play some chess. He goes, well, why don't you play my son? He goes, okay. So he played me, and I beat the hell out of him. And he said, and my dad periodically would refer to him. Do you remember that guy that showed up? He didn't know his name. He didn't remember. He's like, yeah, that guy never showed up again. I laid the smack down on his candy ass, as The Rock would say, and he never showed up again. It was hilarious, because he got annihilated by a midget. Okay, I was super short, man. It was really hilarious, funny stuff. My dad taught me how to be good, and my dad did not mollycoddle me and, hey, you're going to play chess? Win or lose, baby. Take it like a man. And it's like, well, man, my dad is killing. He would kill me, and he would tell me these things, and I tell these in my videos. And it's really funny stuff because it's all true. My dad would play those moves on me, and he's like, what are you going to do now, Bobby Fischer? I didn't know who Bobby Fischer was, but I found out later on. Especially when the World Championship was going on in 1972, that's kind of when I found out who Bobby Fischer was. But I had known about him. He was very famous to me. My dad mentioned him all the time, that freak. But my dad was thinking ahead years, and I was the beneficiary, because when I got better and better, I started, what are you going to do, Bobby Fischer? And I laid it down on him sometimes, In the beginning, my dad is up here and I'm down here. But over time, the percentages got to where when I was 13, we were dead even, okay? It took me 6+ years, I guess, to get to even with my father. And, man, we had awesome games. But anyway, so let's look at this and see what kind of, I've already figured this out, actually. But I'm going to show you the process of how I figured this out and explain to you, what my dad's rules, which of them helped me, et cetera, because those rules will help you. And you learn these rules from my videos. And the thing about the rules that my dad taught me about chess, and they really apply in certain ways to many other games, is chess is a unique game where you have a frozen moment in time, the position. Okay, we look at this frozen moment in time and say, what should we do if we want to win this game? In this case, this is the daily puzzle. How do you solve the daily puzzle? Okay, the first way to solve it is to just cheat. Make a move, lose, and go, I don't know, and it'll show you whatever. Okay, I don't do that, obviously. That takes the fun out of it, because if you get it right on your own, that's great. If you don't get it right, that's fine too. But you're going to learn. The fun is either doing it like I'm going to do it for you, or to learn something new in the process of you attempting this and failing. Okay, so what the first thing we have to do, all right, now I like to start off with this. My dad's number one lesson is the long form, is know how to win the situation you're in. When this applies to every game. If it's baseball, bowling, golf, football, tennis, it doesn't matter, it applies. Know how to win the situation you're in. Now, in chess, my dad taught me this rule: know how to win the game, or the game situation is what it was. But he's like, he teaches, his phrase was, know how to win the game. And that doesn't mean, go checkmate and burn. Okay, that's stupid. We're not stupid. I don't do this. I mean, I do that for humor, but not for serious, because that's ridiculous, okay? I'm not ridiculous. I'm here for business, okay? I'm in the butt-kicking business, and business is very good. And I'm going to teach you how to also get in on this business. It won't be as good for you in the beginning, but over time, you're going to go, man, that guy taught me how to do this, and that's awesome. Just like I say that my dad taught me how to do this, and it was awesome. Okay, so that's rule number one, know how to win the game. Number two, this is really the one my dad spoke the most, and I tell this all the time, and that is, ask yourself, what's he trying to do to me? Man, what is this guy trying to do to me? Knight takes my knight is one. Pawn takes my queen is really the big one, right? So his most vicious threat that he's got is pawn takes queen, all right? So you got to stop this. And the way we stop it is to eradicate this guy, create a bigger threat, or move our queen away. All right. So many times people are going to move their queen away from this, which is, smart. The thing that you have to learn in chess, do play the move that you see. Play the good move you see. Now, you're not going to see every good move. No one is. Not even Magnus. He doesn't see every good move. He sees almost every good move. That's why he's the man. Okay? But even Magnus doesn't see every good move. So don't want to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. My dad would say, be the best you that you can be. And if you're not satisfied, well, then make your you better. Be a little bit better, a little tiny bit better tomorrow than you are today. We're going to do that today to be this much better. Now, my phrasing for this is think of sand, grains of sand in your hand, or salt. It's another good one. A couple of grains of salt in your hand, it's something, but it's not much. But you get enough of them, well, you have a salt shaker full of salt, right? You're like, okay, I see your point. Chess is really unique. It's a very slow improvement game. Probably the slowest improvement game just about that there is. Golf is another one that's like this. You improve in golf, it's very slow. Hit a ball, 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 hit a ball. 10,000 balls later, you'll be a little bit better. So maybe golf is slower than, actually golf improvement might be slower than chess. Chess is pretty slow. You gotta be doing this on a daily basis. Do it just a little bit. Don't kill yourself. Don't go, I'm gonna do like 10 hours of studying every day and I'll be better. Well, the old saying is practice doesn't make you better. Perfect practice makes you better. That's the key. Or the best you can get. You can't be perfect all the time. So my queen is under assault. Now I'm telling you this is the number one threat. Trust me on this one, okay? My spidey senses are good. All right? And you're like, there's no such thing as spidey senses. Au contraire, mon frère. A little French lingo for you. In chess, you better develop the spidey senses or you're in trouble, sonny. Okay? They work for me. All right, the spidey senses told me that this queen danger is the number one danger on the board. So now I could do something simple, like move this queen g5, or queen to g4 or f3, defending also my knight. The knight's defended by the bishop. I don't have to worry about it. So one of the hallmark of any chess player that's good, it's like, well, you're threatening my piece, I'm going to threaten something else sometimes, okay, if I can. The thing that made Bobby Fischer is that he was like, you want to threaten my queen? I'm going to make another threat on you if I can. That's as big, if not bigger. And he did this in the big games against the big boys. That's what made him special. Beating up a kid doesn't mean anything, okay? All right, so here's the dealio. Where can this queen go? All right, we can go here, lose it. Queen h6, loses. Queen takes pawn, loses. Queen g5, okay. Queen f5, loses. Pawns take queen. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm just want to cover this for you because you don't know me. So I'm going to cover this for you. Queen to e5, knight or bishop takes queen. Well, these ridiculous. I can play queen to g5, and I can play queen to h4, safe. Queen g4, queen f3, e2, and d1 all safe. Queen h3 safe. All right. Now, other things that could happen, I could technically play bishop takes pawn check, or knight takes pawn, depending if any of these are any good. Okay. And we have to look and say, well, if we play knight takes pawn, we're threatening to take his rook. He'll play pawn takes, and I could play queen takes pawn check. Could play bishop takes pawn check. There's a lot of different opportunities. Now, the selection of your move is based upon your strength and your knowledge and your experience. In chess, I have 55 years of experience, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm a great player. But if you've done the right work, that does mean that it's worth a lot, okay? And I've done a lot of work. That's how I won tournaments, okay? It's because I filled in the gaps of the knowledge I did not have with the knowledge that you needed. So here, the answer is we're not going to move this queen away like a coward. Sometimes you have to do that. That's fine. Because I have my spidey senses tell me, look, you're in the daily puzzle. If the move is queen to h4, you don't make a puzzle of that move. That's nothing special. That's mundane. So the problem that we're here tells us you're going to have a kind of a flashy move that's not obvious, okay? That's why you look for stuff like knight takes pawn or bishop takes pawn check, pawn takes, and then, well, this rook is defended by this bishop, so I don't have queen takes free rook. And that's another thing my dad would say. When he takes a free piece, man, he's proud of it. Queen takes free whatever, okay? So if I do stuff, I can go like knight takes knight, he plays pawn takes queen, and I'm losing. I don't have a move that, no, knight takes knight doesn't threaten anything, okay? It's a legal move. Knight takes e6 is another one. Well, pawn takes knight, and then knight takes bishop. Discovered check. That's not bad, but again, this is not really good enough. I already know because my brain works in a different way. The answer to this is queen takes knight. And you're looking at this move going, that is a ridiculous move. But it looks ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you why it looks ridiculous to you. And this is what separates me from the other guys that explain things to you. They tell you good moves, etc., etc. I tell you why the moves are the way they are and what you need to look for. Because what I tell you is meant to transfer to other things. Now, what you have to know if you want to really be good is that there's two things, and I tell these in my videos all the time. There's two things you have. You have the chess eye, the things you see visually with your eye, and then you have the chess brain. The chess eye says, this is a ridiculous move. Queen takes knight. Well, pawn can't take queen, but you're thinking about it. You're like, okay, I'll just play queen takes queen. I'm like, yeah, well, so what? Why can't pawn take queen? Because this rook is here. It's pinned. Pinned pieces have no defense. So where does this pawn defend? It defends blah, blah, blah. I can't speak right. It defends f5 and d5. Well, no, it defends nothing because he can't move because he exposes the king. It's illegal. So whatever this pawn, whatever the pinned pawn guards, it doesn't really guard it. So when I see this knight is guarded by pawn and queen. Eyeball sees pawn and queen. Chess brain says, no, just queen, son. I have knight and queen. I have two attackers here. He's got one defender. 2 beats 1 in chess all day long. So, queen takes knight is the winning move. Well, just take your queen. Queen takes queen. Fine. Good luck with that. Knight takes queen. I'm taking a free knight is what I'm doing. He can't do anything about it. Literally nothing. Bammo. And then bammo. Done. Okay, so super fantastic. This is the key. Now, I told you a bunch of stories and what have you, just, giving you interesting information. But in the end, this is simply a pinned pawn problem. Man, triple P's. Okay, that's really good. I solved it myself, but the mentality that you have to solve this problem is that you have to be mentally clear and know what you're doing. Let's go back. Okay. The easy moves are the easy moves, retreat, etc. Okay. So don't be crazy. Be thorough in your analysis. The average guy doesn't think of queen takes d5. Queen takes free knight is what my dad would say. Queen takes free knight. It's not free. I'll take your queen. Well, I'm going to take your queen, and you ain't going to do anything about it. So it looks like a free knight to me. I'm just saying, okay? So my dad told me all these different things, and this coalesces over time. This is not, you look at this problem, you go, well, that was awesome. Now I'm awesome. No, that's not how it works. You're not awesome now. But we've added a grain of salt to the palm of your hand, okay? And every day you want to add 1, 2, 3 grains of salt, because eventually you're going to have a lot of salt, okay? Or grain of sand, whatever, however the metaphor works for you, doesn't matter. And here we look at this and it's like, man, I want a piece in broad daylight for free. I'm threatening knight takes pawn check, forking king. Now he'll defend this. Probably castle is good enough, okay? Threatening to take my knight. But if he castled with his rook, I got to move this knight. I can't play rook takes pawn because he's got rook takes knight here. All right? So this game is not won. And this is what you call winning a won game. So you need to be aware that we've done something major. We won a piece for free in broad daylight. He couldn't do anything about it. But he's going to make a threat. Castle long. So king goes to c8. Rook comes to d8. He's threatening to play rook or pawn takes knight. And I can't play rook takes pawn because he'll play rook takes knight. Now, when a good player tells you, I can't play fill in the blank, I can play fill in the blank, but my phrasing is there to tell you that if I do that, it's going to cost me something. So I say I can't play rook takes e6 because rook takes knight. I don't want to take a 1-point pawn and give up a 3-point rook for it. 3-point knight. And the way I like to say this is I don't want to take $1, which is a pawn, and give him a $3 knight for a $1 pawn because I'm losing $2. And as soon as you put it like that, it's like, oh, I don't think so, buddy. Okay, it doesn't matter to me how you think of it. 1 point, 3 points, $1, $3. If you're British, £1, 3 pounds. I don't care how you phrase it for yourself. Figure out a way to make it real in your brain and where this just works instantly for you. You know, this is my dad's idea. Be the best you that you can be. So I'm like, man, I want a $3 night for nothing. I got $3 free. I'm good. But like I said, he should castle long, threatening my knight with his rook and his pawn. I got to move this knight out of here. I don't want to do something stupid. I just probably play knight to f4 and we're good. You know, I'm safe. He can push his pawn. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to really come up with anything. So you've got to be aware, and you've got to be, when you win a piece like we just won a piece here, you want to be on your guard. What happens is that people are like, they rise to the point where they win this piece, like, I'm feeling really good, castles long, and then shortly thereafter, they do something stupid because they lessen their awareness. You get lazy. This is the human nature. So we want to understand human nature, and that's what chess is good about. It's like it's good at allowing you to see human nature and exploit it, one side or the other. So you got to be aware of what's going on. So super successful problem, obviously. Won a piece in broad daylight, made it look super easy, and then explained to you, in this case, the explanation goes beyond winning the piece. We want to find the opponent's best move. My dad would say, try to envision the best move your opponent can play, and if he fails to execute the best move, you'll beat him easily. But if you can win when you see correctly his best move, you know you're something good. And it's going to start low, and over time it will increase. And that's what we're doing. We want to be a little bit better, 1 grain of sand. If that's all you get, fine, whatever. So you got to stay on guard. You don't want to let your guard down. Human nature is to let the guard down. Hey, what a piece, man. I'm a superstar. Did you win the game yet? No. Celebrate at the end of the game, not during the game. You're asking for it. Okay. We all know that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and the great story that I told you from my dad, because my dad is the reason I'm this good. And I've won the tournaments that I won. And he saw me win. That was really the thing. So I enjoyed this. I'll do some more. Check out my other videos, especially the long ones. The long ones are the ones that have the gold packed in there, because you see sustained excellence in chess at the high levels of winning tournaments is sustaining excellence, which is super difficult. So I'm showing you the stuff that real world chess, not this BS garbage that you see from these other guys. So do whatever. If this doesn't float your boat, that doesn't bother me. I already won the tournaments I won. And the people who pay attention to what I teach, they're going to be winning tournaments in the future as well. So it's up to you, man. I can't make you do anything. You can't make the horse drink the water, but you can just lead him to the trough. So there you go. Look forward to seeing you guys again, the serious ones about you anyway, in a future video. And as always, like and subscribe.